Hey everyone, today in our New Year, New Job, New Outlook video, we are going to speak with expert Diane Huth, the accidental career coach on resumes. She is a marketing guru, university professor, and author of 2 best-selling career guides, Brand You to Land Your Dream Job, written to teach her young students and young professionals how to find a great job, get hired, and jumpstart their careers. And her second book, Reinvent Your Career, Beat Age Discrimination to Land Your Dream Job, dream job for baby boomers facing an unemployment crisis. Diane hosts an online course, Create Your Powerful Above the Fold Resume, and is a frequent guest on radio shows and podcasts. Diane, thank you so much for being here and welcome to the summit.
Well, thank you so much, Lana. I'm just thrilled to be here with you, and thank you so much for including me in this very special event.
Awesome. Yes, we cannot wait to get into what we're going to talk about. So let's get started now. What are some techniques that you think you can be used on a resume to stand out?
Well, you have to understand the hiring funnel, and all this is what changed 10 years ago when the entire industry went to the applicant tracking system. What happened is that you get too many applications, so they had to digitize and automate them. Right. So there's a hiring funnel that has happened recently, and when you understand it, you'll understand what's in a recruiter's mind and how to go about doing this. So the typical job posting on an online job board for not the vice president of Google, but for a secretary at a plumbing company, okay, or bookkeeping, some very local job, is seen by 1,000 people.
Yep.
Of those 1,000 people, 200 people start to fill out a job application online. Only 100 finish, but 100 people submit an application. If you have ever looked at 100 resumes, trust me, you don't want to do that. It's an impossible task. So they've automated the system through the applicant tracking system, which is a computer algorithm. There's many different ones. There's not just one system. There's lots of different ones. And this computer algorithm does a keyword search, and the employer puts in what the keywords are for the job posting. And then the computer searches your resume and matches yours to see if you have the right keywords. And then they rank them. And they eliminate 75% of all resumes and applications before a human being ever sees them. They just kick them out saying you don't have a good enough keyword match.
Yep.
So if you don't have a 70% or an 80% keyword match, no human being is ever going to see your resume. So that's what people, you could apply online forever and nobody ever gets back to you because they've never seen it. The computer kicked it out.
Right.
And once you're one of those 25 or so people that get through the resume reading robot, right? Then a human being, an online recruiter, is going to look at your resume for 7.7 seconds. 7 seconds, which means they're not going to read it. They're going to skim the top half of the first page to see if you meet the criteria. So you have to completely rework a resume, and you've got to create a summary of credentials that all the key hard facts and not all the soft squishy stuff, but the hard data is pulled up in that front half of the first page so that you can be seen. They can check off, yep, MBA, yep, okay, some experience, because that's all the time they have in 7 seconds. They're looking for the titles that you've had, names of companies, the years that you worked, and for education highlight, what degree you have. And maybe what school. If you went to Harvard, yes, Harvard's important. If you went to a local college, it's probably not that important. But the degree is important, and the subject that you studied. So then they're just going to scan that real quickly.
Yep.
And then they're going to go, yes, no, and they're going to eliminate over half of those resumes. They're down to about 10, 12, 15 resumes that they might forward to the person in human resource who's actually staffing this position. Right. Then that person's going to look at them, throw out a couple more, maybe have 10, maybe make a quick phone call to make sure you're still interested, make sure you can communicate effectively on the phone, kind of get a little feel for your energy and your drive as how you come across on the phone. And then they might schedule a video interview or a longer interview on the phone, and then they'll ask 3, max 5 people to come in and interview. So you've gone from 1,000 to 200 to 5. So you're one of 5. And so if you don't understand this process, you have no chance of getting the interview.
Right.
So it's keyword searches. It's making sure that your resume is built today with everything summarized and concise, attractive looking, no typos, no errors, well formatted, so it's easy to find all the key data, and that means very concise. The other thing in your resume is everybody makes the same mistake. Everybody thinks a resume is a laundry list of all the responsibilities. I did this and I did this and I was responsible for this and I was responsible for that. Nobody cares what you were responsible for. What did you achieve in your job?
Right.
So it is talking about quantifiable achievements, because if I know what you achieved, then I know what you were responsible for.
Right.
Right. So you need to really simplify things. And when I write a resume, I write lots of resumes for people. I have the top line is, the title, job title, company name, city, state, and years. And then a 1-sentence description of your role and the company to give size and scale, kind of where did you fit in and what is this company, right? And what role or division were you in? What was your responsibility there? And then quantification of 3, maximum 5 things that you achieved. And when you think about quantification, most people have a real hard time on this because we don't think this way. So think of something with a dollar sign, a number, or a percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Quantify it with some measurable achievement metric. You drove business X%. You did so many social media posts that generated so many views. I slashed a budget by X%. I drove an increase in customer engagement by 47%. Look at action verbs that quantify achievements. And pretty soon your resume comes alive and they can see you by what you've achieved and how you've expressed what you've achieved. So that's what you're going to do, because that's what the hiring manager is going to want to talk to you about. And that's where you talk about the soft skills. You talk about the how you achieve these things. Say, I drove a 47% increase in customer engagement in a 12-month period of time. When you get an interview, they're going to say, how did you do that? And you talk about your leadership role and your skills and the programs that you implemented and how you did it. And your passion comes through explaining how you achieved it. But you don't put all those soft skills in a resume, because the resume doesn't really do that. They want hard skills that they can quantify and that this applicant tracking robot is going to find and check off the box.
That's right. That's right. And I can also speak to that because, my history. I was a recruiter for over 9 years. And, to the audience, I've said it before to them, but I really do want to emphasize, as a recruiter, you have a limited time to find people. Managers want someone hired yesterday. And like you said, Diane, we've got to go through all of these resumes. And on average, you have to have a 3-to-1 ratio on the number of applicants you allow to go through per level of interviewing. So let's just say there's 3 levels of interviewing. The most we're going to bring in is 9 people. maybe 12, so we have some backups, but that is just in case we didn't choose the right candidates. But most times, because we're the recruiters that they're paying to find the right people, we're going to keep it as low as possible, because again, no one has time to do these interviews and make these decisions, but it has to be done. So it's so important, like you said, to have those keywords to make sure that your resume is selling yourself within the first, like you said, 7 seconds. Because I do remember being like, oh, nope, they don't have it, move on. Oh, nope, they don't have it, move on, and I felt bad for people. But like you said, the whole reason I got into this is because I saw people not excelling in this. And this is why they're getting kicked out. Not because they don't have the skills, it's because they don't know how to show it, right? And demonstrate that to someone. So yeah, totally agree. Very good stuff. So, before we go, you've got something that you want to offer our audience. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I have a pre-gift for everybody. It's a cheat sheet on how to build your resume, because we talked about understanding the hiring funnel, understanding how it works, and what the 6 key sections of the new resume are that at least I recommend. And so it's a 2-page downloadable sheet, a cheat sheet, and it's real easy. Go to www.resumebuildercheatsheet.com, and you click on it, and you can download my little cheat sheet that will show you a bunch of information on how to build today a powerful resume that I call it above the fold resume, because just like in marketing or branding, people buy newspapers for the front half of the top half of the front page. They don't sell newspapers because what's on the back page, that's what your resume needs to do. All the key stuff needs to be on above the fold. And so I teach people how to write out an above the fold resume. And so it's www.resumebuildercheatsheet.com. So I hope everybody enjoys it and can find great value in really evaluating, oh, gee, I maybe have to make some changes in my resume to meet today's market.
That's a great gift to offer, especially like you said, since we've talked about how important those resumes are. So to the audience, definitely take advantage of this. You don't want to miss this. Again, it's at www.resumebuildercheatsheet.com. Diane has just been so gracious to offer that to you all, and you all should be walking away like running, not walking, running to go fix all of this stuff, because I mean, there are definitely jobs out there that need people. And if it's just because you can't get your resume right, I mean, this session should be giving you that jump start. So Diane, thank you again so much for, taking time out of your day to do this with me.
Well, thank you, Lana. I've enjoyed every second of it.
Good. And I also want to thank the audience for tuning in to the New Year, New Job, New Outlook Summit again. As you know, I'm your hostess, Lana Hill. And remember, the first step to getting your dream job is waking up and grabbing a hold of it. So join us for the next video where we get into